Dad said, "No vacations this time. Budget's tight." A week later, I checked Facebook. My parents and siblings were grinning under the Eiffel Tower in Paris. 132 photos. I didn't say anything. Then Mom texted, "Can you send $2,800 for the tickets?" Hi, my dear audience. We are about to reach 1,000 subscribers. One of your subscribers can change my life. Thank you. I replied with, "We've been planning the family vacation for months. Paris, Mom's dream destination, and apparently now everyone else's, too." It started out simple. Group chat, Pinterest boards, endless discussions about dates, flight alerts, hotel reviews, packing tips. I was in every conversation. I even helped Emily find a sale on carry-ons and spent hours helping Ryan figure out if his passport was still valid. I wasn't just included, I was involved, invested, excited. I had no idea that while I was helping book museum tickets and picking restaurants to try, my own family was already planning to cut me out. There were no arguments, no silent treatments, no tension in the house. In fact, we'd just gone shopping for vacation outfits the week before it happened. Mom bought a pair of ridiculous wedge sandals she said she'd only wear in Europe. I was right there in the store with her. She asked me if her sunglasses looked Parisian enough. I remember laughing. So, when Dad told me real casual that we were canceling the trip due to budget issues, I believed him. It was a Sunday morning, kitchen still smelling like coffee and toast. He said it wasn't a good time to blow thousands on a vacation. Not with Ryan starting college and Emily's car repairs and the bills piling up. He even said maybe we could do something local instead station. I was disappointed. Yeah, but I got it. I work part-time, take night classes, and chip in where I can. I wasn't going to whine about it. I just said, okay. A week passed. I didn't think much of it. Work was busy. I was catching up on assignments. Then on a random Tuesday afternoon, I opened Facebook during my break. I was sitting in the back room of the bookstore where I work, scrolling without really looking. And then I saw it. Emily, in front of the Eiffel Tower, smiling like she was born there, wearing that stupid red beret she swore she'd never actually wear. Her caption said, "Bonjour from Paris." Finally made a kiss mark. I stopped breathing. I refreshed the page, thinking maybe it was a memory, something old. But no, the next post was from Mom. She was holding a cappuccino and wearing those damn wedge sandals. Breakfast in Paris. Not bad for a Monday. Then came more. Dad at the Louvre. Ryan trying to flirt with some poor Parisian girl at a sidewalk cafe. Group shots, selfies, scenery, plates of food, wine, glasses, croissants, baguettes, even a damn photo of all four of them recreating a scene from Emily in Paris. 132 photos. I counted. Every single one of them confirmed what my brain couldn't process yet. They went without me. No one told me. Not a heads up, not a lie, not even a fake excuse. They just left, boarded a plane, and flew across the world like I didn't exist. I sat there for over an hour staring at those photos, wondering when they made the decision. Who suggested it? Who said, "Don't tell Betty"? I wondered if they talked about me at the airport on the plane. They laughed about how I bought snacks for the flight I never got to take. I didn't text. I didn't call. I just went home after work and sat in my room. I couldn't even cry. It was too absurd, too big to feel real. Until 9:42 p.m. That's when my phone buzzed. It was, "Mom, can you transfer $2,800 for the tickets? We'll pay you back when we return. Love you." That was the moment I snapped out of it. Up until then, I had no plan, no anger, just this hollow ache in my chest. But that text that woke me up, I replied instantly. Sure. Then I opened my banking app and sent them exactly $1 with a note. Bon voyage. No response, no apology, just silence. But I wasn't surprised. I already knew what kind of people I was dealing with. And this was only the beginning. The next morning, I woke up to a text from Ryan. "You didn't send the money, right?" I didn't reply. A minute later, another one came through. "Seriously, Mom's freaking out. Just send it, and we'll pay you back next week." I turned off my phone. At that point, I wasn't even surprised. I'd seen the hotel they were staying in. It was the kind of place with gold trimmings on the lobby doors, little chocolates on the pillows, and glass elevators that probably smelled like designer perfume. Not exactly budget travel. And now, after leaving me behind, they were relying on me to fund their luxury getaway. I was still living in the house technically. So, when they came back, I knew I'd have to deal with them face to face. But I wasn't going to be guilt. I wasn't going to pretend any of this was normal, and I sure as hell wasn't going to wire over nearly $3 grand to cover their fun. What I didn't expect was how quickly their dream trip started falling apart. They stopped posting just like that. One day it was croissant and selfies in front of stained glass windows. The next day, nothing. No more posts, no more check-ins, no more captions with fake heart emojis. Then I got a call from an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. When I listened, it was my mom. She just said they needed to talk about the money and asked me to call her back. That was it. No apology, no explanation, just the same assumption that I'd bail them out. I didn't call back. Instead, I started piecing together what probably happened. The credit card they used must have gotten declined. Maybe at the hotel, maybe at dinner. Maybe someone tried to book a train to Versailles, and the payment bounced. Either way, it was pretty clear they'd gambled on me paying and lost. I figured they'd deal with it. They're adults. They wanted the trip without me. Let them manage it without me, too. Then came the curveball. Sunday afternoon, I got home from my shift and found Rick, one of Dad's oldest friends, sitting in our kitchen. I hadn't seen him in months. He looked uncomfortable. Not the usual casual kind of awkward, but like someone walking into a mess and realizing they shouldn't be there. He told me Dad had borrowed money from him. $3,000 2 weeks ago. I didn't say anything at first. He looked at me waiting, then explained that Dad said I'd be helping pay it back once the trip was over. That's when it hit me. They had the trip planned. They just didn't have the money, and instead of canceling or cutting costs, or I don't know, including the person they originally planned it with, they decided I was more useful as an invisible wallet. Rick left shortly after, said he'd follow up in a week. He was polite, but I could tell he knew something was off, too. That night, Emily came home first. She wasn't supposed to be back yet. None of them were. Her suitcase was half unzipped in the hallway, and she left a trail of shopping bags, shoes, and a half-eaten macaron box on the counter. She didn't say hi, just walked into my room like nothing had happened. So that's it. You're just going to be petty about this? I stared at her. You think I should have paid after you lied and left me out of a trip I helped plan? She rolled her eyes. It wasn't my idea. All right, Ryan said. You've been distant and weird lately. That you'd make it awkward. Mom didn't want drama, and honestly, we didn't think you'd care this much. I laughed, like foolin' laughed, which just pissed her off more. You didn't think I'd care that my entire family ghosted me, went to another country, and expected me to foot the bill? She didn't answer that. Just picked up her phone and started tapping at the screen like she couldn't be bothered. Then she muttered something under her breath. We thought you'd understand. That's why this is so messed up. Understand what exactly? That I was voted off the island? That my own brother told everyone I'd ruined the vibe? That no one even gave me a chance to say anything before they decided I wasn't part of the picture? She left my room without another word. I thought that would be it. That they'd avoid me for a few days. Maybe send another half-hearted message asking for money. Maybe just pretend it never happened, that I was wrong to think it was over. The next night, I got a chilling text from Mom. Can you come home early tomorrow? We need to talk. About what? No reply. I found out the next day they weren't done with me yet. I got home early as Mom asked. The house was eerily quiet, the kind of silence that screams trouble. I stepped into the living room and froze in the doorway. There they were, Mom, Dad, Emily, and Ryan, sitting like a jury waiting to deliver a verdict. No TV, no music, no phones, just them, staring. I didn't speak. I didn't move. Dad pointed to the couch. Sit. I stayed standing. Mom cleared her throat, trying to sound gentle. While we were gone, we noticed something odd. The emergency cash in the safe, $2,000, it's gone. I blinked. Before I could process, Emily jumped in, her voice sharp and rehearsed. We think you took it. She stared me down, unblinking, like she'd practiced that line for hours. Ryan sat there, arms crossed, acting detached, but his face betrayed him. He knew what was coming. I looked at each of them, then spoke. You think I took it? Dad leaned forward, all calm logic. Only a few people know the safe's code. You were the only one home. We asked everyone else. Ryan nodded. No one else had any reason to go near it. I couldn't believe my ears. They'd planned a trip without me, lied about it, tried to make me pay for it, and now they were pinning their reckless spending on me? So, you all went on a secret trip, excluded me, asked me to fund it, and now you're accusing me of stealing $2,000. Emily crossed her legs, smirking. It's not that crazy. You were mad. Maybe you felt left out and thought you deserved some of it. There it was, their neat little narrative. I didn't bother defending myself. They didn't want the truth. They wanted a scapegoat. They wanted me to be the bitter one who lashed out. I didn't touch your money, I said. And if you think I'm going to stand here while you accuse me of theft just because you overspent on your wine-tasting trip across Europe, you're delusional. Mom said calmly. That money was for emergencies. Then maybe don't blow your emergency fund on a vacation. I turned, walked upstairs, slammed my door, and locked it. I ignored their knocks, their texts, everything. But it didn't end there. The next evening, Aunt Leslie, Mom's sister, called. I hadn't spoken to her in months. After some small talk, she hesitated. Is everything okay? Emily said you secretly flew to Paris with them, caused drama, stole money, and came back early. I sat down, stunned. What? That's what she said. Leslie continued, laughing lightly. I told her it didn't sound like you, but I had to ask. Emily wasn't just blaming me at home. She was rewriting the story and spreading it to the family. It was pure madness. I stayed quiet, not because I was scared, but because I wasn't going to fight lies with more stories. I'd let them dig their own grave. And when it collapsed, I'd be watching. But it wasn't me who exposed them. It was Mom. Friday night, I came home to the smell of roasted chicken and fresh bread. The table was set, napkins folded into triangles, Mom's good wine glasses out, even the fancy cloth runner she only uses for guests. Except there were no guests, just us, the family and me, the ghost they erased from their vacation photos. I sat down silently. Ryan was sipping a soda. Emily wore her smugness like a crown. Dad was quiet, pushing peas around his plate. No one mentioned Paris or the money, just clinking silverware and forced normalcy. Then Mom spoke, her voice slicing through the silence. Betty, I know you didn't take the money. Emily froze mid-bite. Ryan's cup stopped mid-air. I didn't move. I checked the safe's digital logs. Mom said, calm as ever. It was open twice while we were gone. Once the night before you left, Emily, and once right after you checked into the hotel, Ryan. Neither matches Betty's timeline. I stayed silent, watching. Emily glanced at Ryan, then Dad, before forcing a smile. Maybe she found a way in without the code. Mom didn't flinch. So I checked the hallway camera. I installed it last year, motion activated. The only people near that safe were you and your brother. Emily's smile cracked. Dad sank back in his chair, like he wanted to vanish. Mom turned to me. I also spoke to Rick. He told me about the loan. Someone signed my name, but it wasn't me. I know my own signature. She slid a paper across the table. Emily and Ryan stared at it like it was a grenade. That's Ryan's handwriting, I said without thinking. Emily snapped. This is ridiculous. You're throwing us under the bus over a few $100. Mom cut in. It's $2,000, and yes, I absolutely am. Ryan mumbled something, then stood to leave. Dad's voice was sharp. Sit. Ryan sat. Emily scoffed, muttering. You gave birth to an idiot. That was it. Mom stood, walked around the table, and slapped Emily across the face. The room went dead silent. It wasn't dramatic, just sharp, enough to stop Emily's smug storm. She touched her cheek, stunned. Mom loomed over her. I didn't raise you to lie, steal, or turn on your sister like she's nothing. Emily's eyes welled up. She's always playing the victim, acting better than us. You don't even see it. What I see, Mom said, is you and Ryan planning a trip, cutting Betty out, lying about it, trying to make her pay, and then blaming her when you got caught. You stole from this house and tried to ruin the one person who hasn't betrayed anyone. Emily stormed out, the front door slamming so hard the walls shook. Ryan, pale as a ghost, stayed seated. Mom turned to him. You're going to Uncle Greg's tonight. Don't argue. Ryan nodded once, stood, and left. Mom looked at me. I believed them for a moment. I hate that I did. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. Dad finally spoke. You were right not to send the money. The house was quiet that night. But as I climbed the stairs, I heard Emily's car peel out of the driveway, and a chill hit me. She wasn't done. And next time, she wasn't coming for my wallet. She was coming for me. The house settled into an uneasy calm. Ryan was at Uncle Greg's, as Mom ordered. Emily hadn't come home since the slap, her car gone from the driveway. No one asked where she was. No one wanted to break the fragile silence. I hoped it was over, but people like Emily don't stop. When they lose control, They try to burn everything down. It started subtly. A coworker gave me an odd look, then asked, "Hey, didn't you just get back from Paris?" I frowned. "No, I didn't go." She looked puzzled. "Emily said you had a breakdown there and flew home early." My hands shook. It was the same lie she told Aunt Leslie, now louder, more detailed. Later that day, my manager called me into his office, holding a printed email. A concerned parent claimed I'd acted unprofessional, lashing out at a child during a reading event, seeming unbalanced. No name, just a vague accusation. We hadn't had a reading event since July, and I wasn't even working that weekend. IT didn't matter. My manager took the email seriously, saying it looked bad to corporate. I knew Emily sent it. That night, I drove to Aunt Leslie's, told her everything. Fake email, rumors, my life unraveling. Leslie showed me a folder, texts, voicemails, proof Emily did this to our cousin 2 years ago, forcing her to transfer schools. No one connected the dots then. I took the evidence, showed Mom. Her face was blank as she flipped through it, then said, "Invite everyone to dinner tomorrow." Emily arrived late, dramatic as ever. Ryan came early, nervous. I laid out every lie, every fake account. Leslie and our cousin backed me up. Emily denied nothing, just said, "This is insane." Mom replied, "So is pretending you're the victim in your own story." Emily erupted, blamed me, then told Mom she wished she'd had a different daughter. Mom pointed to the door. "Leave." Emily left quietly. No one defended her. Later, Emily texted, "I didn't think you'd fight back. I'll fix it. I'm sorry." I didn't reply, didn't delete them either. Ryan was gone, staying with Uncle Greg, working a warehouse job, silent. Emily vanished too, but her silence felt like a plan. A week later, Mom called me down. Emily was there. No makeup, no act, just herself. She admitted everything, wanting to ruin me out of jealousy, hating how I seemed stable. She handed me an envelope with the stolen money, confessed she'd made Ryan lie about me. "I'm sorry," she said. "I want to be different." She gave me a handwritten list of her lies, signed, saying I could tell everyone. Emily left to stay with Claire, promising to return as someone better. Mom cried, admitted she'd believed the worst about me because it was easier. "I'm sorry, Betty," she said, holding my hand. It didn't fix everything, but that night, we ate together, just Mom and me. Quiet, real peace. For the first time, I wasn't fighting for space in my family. They saw me.